So tonight I wanted to talk about the cash flow quadrant, and that it's something that should be learnt, and I wish that it was taught in school, and how it applies not only outside of isogenics, but how we have our own quadrant. And so if you guys aren't aware of, do you know, who's read Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Raise your hand, yeah. Have you heard of the book? It's a pretty popular book. No? Okay, so the author is Robert Kiyosaki, okay? And so he's the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He created the cash flow quadrant, all of that. And I really recommend that you add this to your reading list, because you know it's really important that we educate ourselves around money, our money mindset. And this was something that I had to really overcome in the beginning, because I came from a family that was either like doing well financially or completely like in the pits financially, and were like scraping a few cents. It was always like up and down, fluctuating. And so I always looked at money, you know, as the root of all evil, and that it causes problems, and that there's never enough, and you just have to work hard your whole life. Having 3 jobs is normal type of mindset. So it was once I came into network marketing that I started getting educated for free on money and money mindset. And it really tested me. It made me feel very almost like triggered. Like, oh, I feel like threatened right now, or there, you know what I mean? But the more I worked my mindset, the more I realized that I can change it. And so I used to always be the person, oh, I can't afford that. Oh, I just can't do that. I just can't do this. And it just became my default response. And so I remember one of my first, I was just fresh into isogenics. And my mentor said to me, you know, instead of saying I can't, why don't you ask yourself how are you going to afford it? What are you going to do? What are your steps? What are the action steps for you to afford it? And so it almost freed me up in that moment where I didn't feel chained to the word can't. I was looking for the solutions of how I was going to get there. Right. And it didn't really matter like how long it was going to take. It was just the fact that I changed my mindset around this. So what I wanted to do is use my whiteboard. I really should be, I would like to do a little slideshow about this, and I do have it, but it's from some other stuff. So I'll just draw it out today. Everybody sees that, yep, quadrant. Okay, cool. So with Robert, when he explains it right, majority of us are on the left-hand side. Okay, so we're either employees or we're self-employed. Okay, and so 95% of the population is on the left quadrant. Okay, but only 5% of the wealth lies here. This is where we're trading our time for money, right? If you don't show up to work, you don't get paid. If you're self-employed, if you don't show up to a job, you don't get paid. If you get sick and you're run out of sick time, you don't get paid. No PTO, you don't get paid. So everything is linked to our time. And we grew up in this world where we go to school, we're literally trained to be employees. It's like, you know, what are you going to be when you're older? And it's like setting up for degree and setting up for all these things. And look, that's all fine and dandy if that's what you're for. But it's once I started getting into network marketing, I was really surprised about how this vehicle for us could really change that up to where we could have more time and more income over time while leveraging this vehicle. And I just want to respond to anyone. Okay, yes, thank you. So yes, 95% of the I'm just going to do population, is on the left. 5% of the wealth, right? Here we go. Cool. So even if you have a pen and paper, if you're writing this out, it's really cool to see. So it's like, how do we get to the right-hand side, right? The right-hand side is the big business and the investors, okay? So we have 95% of the wealth is on this side, okay? But I believe it's not 5%. I think it's 1%. Yeah. So it's 1% of the population is over here. All right. And so before network marketing, I would think like, oh, I've got to have hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to invest, or, you know, how am I going to be able to get these big loans to get into real estate? You know, I just didn't think that it was possible for me to get on this side, right? We always look at the big Wall Street guys and, you know, these people, well, they're just like, you look at them, they, you know, they're smart people in Ivy League schools, whatever we say to justify. So this is what I want you guys to look at, okay? Now, one of the things that I was very attracted to in network marketing is that our business model gives the opportunity to an everyday person to be able to go from the left to the right. Because network marketing is in the big business, because we are partnered with big business, right? We create leveraged residual income. And then from there, we can invest that income. So it's possible to get onto this side. Some of you have already started creating your first cycles as well, which is huge. You know, to have $60 Aussie or 54 US paid out to you in cycles, you need over 100,000 in a savings account earning, I think, like 5% interest to even get paid out like that. All right. And you signed up, your initial startup fee, what? Anywhere between 150 to 400 bucks, depending on what you got. So it's huge, right? So one of the things that I wanted to share on this, right, is, let me take this away. In isogenics, we have pretty much the same quadrant as well. Okay, when you're starting out, you know, you have your customers and you're learning skills in the beginning, right? We're all learning together. We're still learning. Most of us don't have any background in network marketing, sales, business, communications. We're all still learning. So in the beginning, we're trading our time, right? You know, when we get on our three-way calls, when we sign up people, we're trading our time, yeah? So I'll just like all the IPAs and all that stuff. So that's on this side. Enrollments. But then on the right-hand side of the quadrant, we have where what we all want, right? We want more choice. We want to have more options with this. We want to be able to create a sustainable, long-term leverage residual income, right? We want to have a team. We want to duplicate. The power of network marketing is the duplication of things, right? You want to be able, so these big businesses, why they work, like McDonald's, for example, is because they have systems in place that work for themselves while you don't have to be there. But in the beginning, they had to start it, didn't they? Just like that movie. Have you guys watched that movie, How It Started? So it's the same thing. In the beginning, you're going to be doing a lot for less. But long term, you're going to be having a lot. I'm botching it, Mara. Yeah, okay. But you get the point, guys, right? So it's just having that long-term mindset. You know, we're very quick to think, you know, in school, as soon as I graduate, I'm going to have my job. In network marketing, it's like you've got to have a lot of self-reliancy. You need to be resourceful. You need to, you know, be efficient. You need to be willing to learn. So a lot of that time is caught up here. Now, one of the things that's really important, guys, and I'm going to tell you this right now as you're starting, and I wish that I learned this in the beginning, the customers is what builds it, right? We need to constantly be enrolling. I definitely myself could be better enrolling more. But it's important as well that we're building leaders and that we're finding business builders, because we can get caught up in constantly trading our time with enrolling people, enrolling, right? And people are going to leave, people are going to quit. It's normal, back, right? So it's really important that we're building depth. In the beginning, I was so focused, and yes, when you're building, you need to be enrolling. I get it. That's how you find the business builders. But you should also be really intentional with how you're finding these business builders. You know, that's why when we first started these, I was teaching you, like in our easy training, in our 3-step guide, the top-down method of finding people. Remember, I got you to write your list. Who are the people that hold the traits that you want and desire, that you want to connect with? Who are the people that you would want on your board of executives team? Who are those people, and have you been reaching out to them? Have you been having bold courage just to ask the question? Because they're the people that you want in your business that are going to run the line and they're going to run with you. Just like all of you here, you see a vision here of what it could do for you, right? You know, our products are fantastic. They sell themselves. But what we're creating here is a vision that is going to set us free. But it's more so of just building that team and building people, right? So it's really important to not get so stuck here. And also in this area, some of you come from entrepreneurial backgrounds or have done that. And it's easy to get stuck in the lone wolf mentality where we think, I just think we're like in a society where it's like that, where I feel like I didn't want to ask for help before. And I just always thought it was like a sign of weakness. And this is before I started Isogenics. But we get caught up in that lone wolf mentality where we think that we have to do everything alone. And so we don't want to listen to what our mentors are saying. We don't want to leverage the tools that are in place that are going to duplicate the business. We want to do it our way. You know, we are constantly wanting to do all the hats. You know, this is the beautiful thing about network marketing, guys, is that we don't have to wear all the hats. Did you know that each and every one of you have over 500 people working for you in corporate? You think about that. Think about that. And so you don't have to wear all the hats. You just have to show up and be yourself and leverage one another. If Talisa has somebody that she believes that really relates to Carly, she could ask Carly to get on a 3-way call as that third-party validation. They could help each other. We're all on the same team here. So it's really, really important that, you know, we self-correct, we course correct, we do a check-in, we do an inventory. How have we been showing up? Are we trying to do this alone? Because this is not the space for you to do things alone. This is not the way it was designed to be. And if you continue going in that way, all I'm going to say is it's going to be a long, hard journey for you. Okay? So getting to the right-hand side, this is where we're leveraging each other. We're finding potential business builders. We're looking for people that want to run with us, that in the beginning, we're holding their hand. We're showing them, like I've done with each and every one of you, showing you how to do this step by step, going at your pace, meeting where you're at, adjusting, us reevaluating, how are things working out for you? Where are you feeling stuck? All right, let's unravel that and then try again. But this is a really important time where, you know, we're really developing ourselves and developing our team and finding those people to run with, and always searching for those people. Always searching. Because if you find that you've run out of people to talk to, it's because you stopped farming. It's because you took your gas off the pedal for 5 days and then you're back on again. That's a lot of work, guys. It's a lot of energy. If you're just committing to even 1% every day, that's better than 0. So I'm just going to check in on some of these comments here.
I was just adding on the other side, leveraging events and things like that. You know, they say one person that you take to an event will bring you an additional $1,000 per person you take to an event. So think of you guys in the US having NYKO in person, which I'm so jealous about. If you took one friend with you at that event, Talisa, you brought 1 or 2 or 3 friends. Judith, you brought 1 or 2 or 3 friends. VK, you brought, you know, how many friends? That's what the return is minimum 1,000 per minimum. Also with the quadrant, I love how it applies to us. If you think of our compensation plan, that first side on the left, it's really about, you know, spending that time at the beginning. So the enrollment's bringing you PIBs, product introductory bonuses based on the packs that you're sharing. Then the double PIBs, share with 2 or more people, the money doubles. So you're doing the work time, you know, you're putting in the time for the work. And guess what? With us, we're lucky we have really good bonuses, and the double PIBs are pretty amazing because it doubles the bonuses. But in that section as well is where you're going for your crystal bonuses for crystal manager, crystal director, crystal executive. And then to hop on the other side, once you create a team and you have events, that's where the residual income happens. That's where the cycles come in. The cycles represent the orderships coming in the second and third month once your customers are still in and enjoying it. It's the cycles is the extra business volume that comes in from one person that gets it and goes off and shares with, half of their town. So you got cycles. Then if you're paid as executive, you get an extra 10% off your whole everyone that you've enrolled. You also play in the monthly pools. That's just, you didn't even think of that. And then you guys going crystal manager, some of you guys are going for that now. The pools for that is an extra $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month you could have additionally just by staying paid as crystal manager and doing exactly what you're doing now, doing a few enrollments and helping some people develop. You can max out that pool every month. Director pool, $2,500. Executive, once you get paid as an extra $750 or $1,000 a month, plus 10% off. So the other side is where we're leveraging, we're working with team, developing leaders, just by being paid as in each rank gives you extra bonuses. It's freaking amazing. And you guys don't even know about it yet, because wait till it comes in. And I was gonna say that as well. I wanted to set up some challenges for y'all this week, because I'm so excited about what we're doing. We had an event with Cass and Nikki in Perth. They're gonna start doing them fortnightly. I know in the US you guys have NYKO. That's gonna be huge. And I wanted to, I didn't even tell you, Steph, but I'm thinking of running a fast track to executive after NYKO. I know you guys are going to have the energy. You're going to literally know everything you need to know to do it. At that event, the leadership that you'll see and the people that will speak, we don't even need to have these calls anymore. You're just going to get it at that event. So I want to run with you guys, if Steph agrees as well, like a little fast track to exec, and challenge you all to hit executive by the end of March.
Mm-hmm.
I know, sounds a bit crazy, but we've got close to, 10 to 12 weeks to do it. So it'll be like a consultant per week. Hectic? Yeah, maybe it's going to be crazy, but we're helping you every step of the way. And we've done that before, so we know how to do it, and we can show you exactly how. Who's in? Who's in? You probably have a different energy as well after the event, so don't panic. Oh my God, Judith is looking like, oh my God, what is this going on? But Judith, can you make it to NYKO in the US?
This is the first time I'm hearing about it, so I don't know what it is.
YKO.
In Phoenix, it's happening at pretty sure at the headquarters. Hey, Steph.
Yeah, it's actually at the Phoenix Convention Center.
Oh, but of course. And it's what, 7th and 8th of Jan?
The 7th and 8th of Jan, so Friday and Saturday. Yep.
So if you're already in town, Judith, you cannot miss this. Cannot miss this. It'll be amazing, and it's the first in-person event we've had in a very, very long time. So the energy is going to be amazing. I'm sure there'll be lots of hugging and things. But at least if you guys go in a group, guys, the last event I went to, I left that event, and within a few months, we almost doubled our income. What happens after events is incredible. You don't even need to understand it. It's a whole vibe. It's a whole energy. It just fills you up in every way, but mostly just your heart, your soul, your confidence. You just leave that event and you're ready to go. You're just 2 feet in and you just go for it. And at the end of the day, I think we're the only ones holding ourselves back, because what else? It's just our minds thinking, oh, can we do it? What's the person going to say when we message them? We're literally the only people holding each other back. Because if you really think about it, even if someone in the family says, oh, I don't know about, I'm like, well, let me show you what I'm about to do. It can even really fuel you. But ultimately, we're the only ones. It's our brains going, holding us back at times. And I just know that when you go to events, they just breathe so much life into you, so much belief into you. And you go and see people walking on that stage, sharing their stories. Some people from absolutely like being bankrupt in every way, emotionally, financially, with no background. Like it's amazing. It's so inspiring. It's like the true Aussie American dream of like making it. And it's the one industry that creates the most amount of 6 and 7 figure earning women, paid as women. This industry, not medicine, not law, this is the industry that's literally financially like transforming women's lives, mothers' lives, where literally women are bringing their husbands back home, you know, like it's, so yeah, I just know what we are able to do. So I'm going to put it forward to challenge everyone to hit exec by March. I know it's like crazy now, so it might be a little bit of a quieter time. But I think if we come with that, even around this time, Christmas, with that mindset around what's going to be under my Christmas tree this year will be very different than last year. And it could be the gift of health or the gift of starting an online business, considering what's been happening in the last 2 years. I think it'll really create a bit of curiosity. You could even wrap one of our Isogenics boxes and put it under the tree and make a post about it, that Christmas is different this year for me. And it's it's like starting something fresh, but it's like the gift of, an online business, or the gift of a fresh start. And just create that mindset around, let's not spend all of our money on just bloody soap and candles. Instead, let's just start a business that in maybe in January or February will get you the Dyson hairdryer that you wanted, or whatever is on that list. Do you know what I mean? So a little bit of a sacrifice and compromise to then go long term. We can freaking have it all. And like Steph said, I cannot emphasize enough how much further we're going to get if we work together. If you guys ask me for help, if you guys ask Steph for help, every step of the way, there's no stupid question. And we would rather you guys got it a lot faster than it took us to get it. I'm 8 and a bit years in, and you guys know more things from our calls than I would have started knowing in my 4th or 5th year. So we want you guys to get it so much faster than it took us to get it. So please, Cass knows already, and Nikki know already, and I'm messaging them all the time because they're here in Australia. But with you and in the US as well, like we'll figure out times if you need me for anything. Let me know, and I'm happy to help you guys out. Steph.
Yes, love that. Well, I just want to let you know you'd be proud. We are doing a Wellness Wednesday on the 29th of December. So that's going to be a Wednesday, obviously, and it's the week before NYKO. So we're doing that together. We're actually meeting up this weekend for coffee to brainstorm.
Wow.
So we're very excited about that. Yes, Judith is coming. And Judith, any of this is overwhelming, it's okay. We're setting up our call this week, and we're going to guide you through everything. You were just such a quick fight rocket to get the consultant. So it's awesome. So we're just every step of the way. So anything overwhelming, it's okay. But I think we're good here, guys. I think the point of this is, yes, the events are everything. It's what changed my life. When I was in that room the first time, I was like, I'm home. I know it sounds like corny, but I felt at home. I felt understood. I felt around people that were like dreaming. Because I'm going to tell you, most of the people that are not in network marketing, that are not into personal development, which is most people in this world, negative, grumpy, complaining, cynical, it's just like, it's not normal almost. And then when you're in that place, it's like, whoa, like I feel like everything's possible. It's truly life-changing. So I'm very, very excited. I can't wait things start opening up in Australia you guys can do more in person, like big events. But just to finish up on the quadrant, does that kind of make sense, guys? About how we have the opportunity with this business model to really help everyday people like you and I create something here, because I think a lot of the time people, when they see network marketers, when they're done, you know, just not snazzy like, and it's just push product, everything's product related and it's just spammy. They're so focused on the left side. They're so focused on just getting a sale. But I bet you a lot of them, and I've had a lot of conversations, there's no team. They just got a lot of customers, right? So it's really important that, yes, we're enrolling, but we're finding those potential business builders and growing together and really growing deep in our organization. Always sharing, right? When you guys get an orientation calls with me with your people, I'm always asking them that question at the end. Hey, what did excite you? What did excite you to make back what you invested here today? They're always like, yes. And I just show them quickly, because I think everybody deserves the right to know what they have here, right? So any questions, little Q&A before we wrap this up? Who's going to start reading this soon? Or listening to it?
Don't move, Steph. I'm going to take a picture of it.
Yeah, okay. There we go.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, we better wrap this up. Let me go